A campaign to restock the libraries of Alexandre has seen an overwhelming response. It is in conjunction with the recycling Trolley Guys, who often find books that have only been read once and are being thrown out because people have read them and don't necessarily have shelf space for them. To tell us more about the Right to Read campaign, we're now joined by Havas Africa Chief Creative Officer John Davenport. John, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure, John. First of all, give us some background into this campaign and what really inspired you to undertake this campaign.
Well, we've done, we work with Right to Read quite a lot, and they're an amazing organization that really campaigns to, they see literacy not as, that it shouldn't be a privilege, that it's actually, it should be a human right for people to know how to read. So we do several campaigns with them, and this was one of them.
Okay, let's talk about the current state of the Alex Library. How would you describe it currently?
Well, the people who work there are absolutely amazing, but they just don't get the funding that they need, which means that they, like many other people, many other libraries, I mean, don't have the one thing that they really need as a library, which is books.
So, like, just how well resourced is the library?
It's not. I mean, the people there do astonishing work and are deeply, deeply committed to what they do, but they just don't have the resources and backing that they should be getting. So it's not in a great situation. Well, it wasn't.
So why then was it important to involve the recycling Trolley Guys, and what was their response to this campaign?
Well, and for me as a creative person, it was remarkable to see an idea coming from somewhere way outside the creative department, because we were working on it as a group, and someone in the finance department said, hey, you know what, if the Alex Library doesn't have books, there are these guys who live there who collect waste paper the whole time, and maybe they can help us, because maybe when they're picking up waste paper, maybe there's books in there.
Right.
And then we spoke to some of the guys involved, and they said, yeah, there's often like really good books in great condition that people are getting rid of because they just don't have space, or they're moving, or et cetera, et cetera. So we hooked up with those guys, and we got them to take the books that are in really good condition, that people don't have space for anymore, and we managed to move them to the Alex Library.
Let's talk about the posters then that were put up around a major recycling depot, and how the Trolley Guys were able to assist.
Well, that was great. And again, it's a tech thing, so it's something I don't really 100% understand. But we did location-based messaging where we put up posters outside the recycling depots. And we said, if you live in Alex and you'd like to be part of this initiative, please opt in. And then the guys who wanted to do that did opt in. And then the next time they went past that poster with their trolley, they were sent a message reminding them that they could just leave the books there, and the Right to Read guys would come and pick them up and take them to the library. And it was really hugely successful. And for me, it's so inspiring to see people getting involved in their own communities and taking charge of something like literacy and really helping to solve that problem.
So how many books have been collected as yet?
At the time, it was about 2,000. And really, we didn't do anything except facilitate that process. So it was a direct thing between the Alex Library and the guys who live there, and them really helping to solve that problem. And a lot of them said, like, it really upset them that they'd be doing their collections, and then it'd be every now and again, not all the time, but there'd be like these great books that people were getting rid of, and they could, by being part of this process, they could really help stock their own library, which frankly, the authorities should be doing it, but these guys took control of that situation, which was terrific.
Let's talk about the actual collection process. How does it work? Do I call the Trolley Guys to come to my place to collect, or do I drop off the book somewhere?
No, so if people do want to get involved, they can find Right to Read on social media channels. Or, you know what I would even say is, like, just wherever there is a book you don't need, there's a child somewhere who does need that book. I think it's 7 out of 10 households in South Africa have no books at all in them. And it's been shown in multiple studies that just reading at home helps children in every subject, from biology to maths. So wherever there is a book that you don't need, there's a child who needs it. So try and make sure it gets into those hands. You can drop it off at a library, you can drop it off at a school, just don't throw it away.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a brilliant initiative. I mean, just looking at the state of literacy in particular for our young children here in South Africa. Any plans to extend this project to other libraries around Gauteng?
Yes, well, we're looking into that, and we've got one of the cellular providers, I can't say at the moment, is hopefully getting on board to help us expand the program. So we're really hoping to set up collection points across the province, and we're very optimistic about expanding the program.
How are you able to measure the success of this campaign?
Well, for us, it's just books. The number of books we can manage to collect and put into the hands of a child who otherwise wouldn't really have books.
Right,
for us, that's it.
But then is there a mechanism to check if these books are utilized for the purposes that it is intended for?
Well, they all go to the library. So we're optimistic once they go to the library that they go onto shelves. And a lot of those shelves were kind of empty beforehand. So many libraries across Gauteng have like 50% of the books that they should have. So if we can just get books there, for us, that's success.
What kind of books, though? Comic books, fiction, or just about any other book?
To be honest, pretty much any book.
Okay.
If children are reading, it really helps them, and that's all we want to try and achieve is just get books into those hands. Reading is such a vital component to early childhood education that we just want to facilitate that. To be honest, it's any book, provided it's in good condition. Almost any book.
Okay. John, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Well, Havas Africa Chief Creative Officer John Davenport speaking to us about a campaign to restock the libraries of Alex.